Hello. Hello. Okay. Ratio and proportion at 6. Not done, right? Yeah. Okay. So ratio is proportion. Ratio and proportion is what we'll start with. Okay. So we will do ratio and proportion a bit, 1-2 more chapters, and after that, silence, 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 silence. ये क्या है? ये कारखाने जैसा है. ये वो स्विच ऑन है क्या? एक स्विच. Yeah. So ratio and proportion. What do you understand by these two terms? Ratio and proportion. What is the difference? Ratio and proportion. Huh? Which is comparison? Okay, so ratio is about comparison of two or more quantities, and proportion is equality of ratios. So basically, the ratio is comparison of two or more quantities. For example, you learn about milk ratio, water, correct? So it says it's a 2:1. So this is 2 parts of milk and 1 part of water. So this is ratio. Simply, it is comparing 2 or more quantities. More quantities as in the sum of money that A, B, and C has is in ratio, let's say 1:2:3. This means what? That B has double the money that A has. Similarly, C has triple the money that A has. Like this is ratios. Now, when you talk about proportion, this is equality of ratios. For example, A by B is equals to C by D, or 7A is equals to 8B, like this. When you write it in this form, this is proportion. That is, you're comparing and equating two ratios. Okay, so this is comparison of 2-3 quantities. This is equality of ratios. Ratio and proportion. Now, let's see the very basics of it. Now, if this is given to you, okay, now from this, what I can say, I can multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. It does not have any problem, correct? So basically, A by B is equals to C by D. So this can be written as K1 by K1, A by B. Is this equal to them? Why it is equal? Because K1 and K1 will cancel out, correct? Now, this is also equal to some other K2C by K2D. Correct? K2 and K2 will cancel out. Now see this. So if A by B is equals to C by D, then is A plus C Is this equal to them? Huh? Is this equal to them? Let's take an example. So this becomes 1 by 2 plus, let's say, 2 by 3. What you get? If you add them both, sorry, sir. Sorry. 1 by 2 is equals to, let's say, 2 by 4. First equality we want. A by B is equals to C by D. Now 1 by 2 is equals to 2 by 4. Now, if I add them, then it becomes 1 plus 2 upon 2 plus 4. Ultimately, this becomes what? 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 4 is 6. So what you get? Are they equal? Yes. So basically, if A by B is equals to C by D, then you can add it like this. This is also equal to A plus C upon B plus D. Only when they are equal, then you can add like this. Understood? Now, similarly, you can subtract also. So this is also equal to A minus C. Okay, wait. Sign issue you will get. Okay, so this is fine. Till here it is fine. Now, if I apply same principle that I applied here over here, then what I can get to? I can get to sum of both of these and sum of both of these. So this is also equal to K1A plus K2C upon K1B plus K2D. And this that you get to, this is the general form. This is the general form where K1 comma K2 is not equal to 0. Why not equal to 0? Because if it is 0, then you cannot write like this. Because 0 and 0 does not cancel out. So this is the general form. That means if it is given to you that A by B is equals to C by D, you can eventually write it to K1A plus K2C by K1B plus K2D. This is the most general form. Now K1, K2 may differ. Okay, so this is how far you can go using if two ratios are equal. Now, done. Now, next thing that you know about componendo and dividendo? No? Componendo, dividendo. Okay, just know the names. So this is componendo. Okay, and the other is dividendo. Okay, now see what is this. So componendo says A by B is equals to C by D. Then in componendo, what they will do? They will add 1 on both sides. So this becomes what? A by B plus 1 is equals to C by D plus 1. This is fine. I can add 1 on both sides because they're equal. Fine. Then this becomes A plus B, correct? Upon B is equals to C plus D upon D. Correct. Now I can send C plus D here and B there. So what I get? I can get A plus B by C plus D is equals to B by D. Okay. Now, similarly, in dividendo, what we do? We take the difference. That is, I subtract 1 from both sides. A by B minus 1, C by D minus 1. What I get to is A minus B upon B is equals to C minus D upon B. Now, see, this form is not that useful. What is most useful? This, and eventually you get to something called componendo and dividendo. And that is, you divide both of these equations. You divide this and this equation. What you will get? You will get a plus b upon a minus b is equals to c plus d minus upon c minus d. You started from this, and using componendo and dividendo, you can get to this. This is sometimes used in the question, that you are given a ratio like this, AB is equals to CD. You directly write A plus B upon A minus B is equals to C plus D minus upon C minus D. Then now learn something about combined ratio. How do you find combined ratios? Basically, for example, let's say A ratio B is given to you as 2:3 and B ratio C is 4:5. Then they will ask you ABC is equals to question mark. How do you find this? Direct question like this won't be asked at first. This is just a basic. Sometimes you will be given two ratios like this. You will have to get to combined ratio. What do you think intuitively how you can reach it? Huh? E20. Equate both of them as in A by B is equals to B by C. What we should do? So basically, what do you see in common between them? B is common between them. So what we will do? This B is common between them. But B is corresponding to different values here. B is corresponding to 3 here and corresponding to 4 here. If it was equating to same value, then it would have been much easier for us. Now, we will try to do the same thing. So A by B is equals to 2/3. Similarly, B by C is equals to 4/5. Now I want value of B to be same. How can I make them same? So this is 3, this is 4. What you do? You multiply this one by 4/4 and this you multiply it by 9/3. Because both of these is 1, so it does not matter. So this becomes what? 8/12. A by B and B by C becomes 12/15. What does this mean? This means that when B is 12, A is 8. This means when B is 12, A is 8. This means when B is 12, C is 15. So basically now you have value of A and B both for a same B. So I can directly write it as, so let's write A ratio B ratio C. So let's say B is equals to 12. Then if B is equals to 12, C is equals to, if B is equals to 12, A is equals to, so you get to combined ratio. That is A ratio B ratio C is 8:12:50. Understood? So this is the core of how you get to it. Of course, there are quicker ways of doing this that we'll learn. This is the core. That is, whatever is common between them, we try to make it equal. Done? Now, now see another way of doing this. Okay, that is much faster than this. So basically what you have to do, whatever is given in the question, you just write it below. For example, A ratio B is given as 2 ratio 3. So write 2 ratio 3. Then B ratio C is given as 4 ratio 5. So write 4 ratio 5. Then next thing that you should do is, now there are blanks here, correct? You don't know what it will be here. So basically whatever is in the neighboring place, you write same thing here. His neighbor is 3. So write here 3. His neighbor is just next to it, it's 4. So write 4. Then you do what? Then you just multiply each of them up and down like this. So 2 into 4 becomes 8. 3 into 4 becomes 12. And 3 into 5 becomes 50. This becomes the combined ratio. That is, you're just replacing whatever is blank with their neighbor and then multiplying it. You can try finding out this one. Find out. 12 with 21? Yes. So this 5 ratio 3, 7 ratio 8. Here what you'll have, whatever is the neighbor. So 3 here and here 7. So 7 5s are 35, 7 3s are 21, 8 3s are 20. Easy. Just writing the neighbors. Okay. Just this one you do, and then we'll move forward. Same way you have to write and expand. Three, 6, 14, 30. 3, 6, 14, 30. Yes. 3, 6, 4, 10, 30.
Like 4 and 10, 30 ratio only, but it's a reduced form.
Yeah.
2, 5, 6, is that okay?
No, that is not.
The same number only. Okay. Like if it is 2, 4, I have got 1.
Yeah, I understand what you got. Let's see. Now, see, silent, 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 silent. See, so A, B, B, C, all these are written. You have to just write it. So 1 ratio 2, then 3 ratio 2, then next is 2 ratio 5, next is 1 ratio 3. Now, I need to find combined ratio. Now, so basically, I need to fill it using their neighbors. Now, I don't know neighbor of this. I don't know neighbor of this, but I know neighbor of this one. So I'll first fill this one. So this becomes what? 2, because I have 2 here. Now D also has a neighbor. So this will also be 2. Now E also has a neighbor. So this also becomes 2. So basically, if a ratio is given like this and you have to go in one direction, this last one will be repeated. So 2, 2, 2, it will go on. Similarly, you can understand, you will also get here 2 and 2. Here what you will get in this direction, if you have to go, you will get 3. Similarly here 2 and then the neighbor becomes 2. Here what you get 1, 1, 1 and one more. This becomes 5. Got it? Got all the values. Now I just need to multiply them. So 1 into 3 into 2 into 1, what you get? You get 6. Then this is 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12. Then 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. Then this is 5 4s are 20 and this is 5 3s are 15, 15 4s are 60. So this becomes 60. Now, can all of them be cancelled by any number? All of them are divisible by 2. So in ratio also you understand, if you get a ratio as 2 by 4, okay, so you cancel it out and say this is 1 by 2. So in if you have multiple ratios also, then also it's the same. So something is common, you cancel them out. So let's say I cancel 2 out of them. So this becomes 3, this becomes 6, 4, 10 and 30. Now, can I further cancel it? Can I further cancel it? No, I cannot further cancel it because it must be common in all of them. Just part of them is common, then you cannot cancel it out. So final answer is this only. Why? Because 3, 6, 4, 10, 30 don't have anything in common for all of them. 3 is there in 3 and 6 and 30. 2 is there in 4, 6, 10 and 30, but not in all of them. So I'll have to stop here. So this is the final answer. Okay, then next. What? Fine. Now, this is another way of giving you the ratios. 2A is equals to 3B is equals to 4C. Find the ratio of A, B, and C. इसी बढ़ाना है कम करना yes. Now, see. So basically, one way of doing this is same like we did before, just understanding what is A ratio B and B ratio C. For example, I take here these two. So this becomes what? 2A is equals to 3B. So 2A is equals to 3B. What is the ratio of A and B from here? I can send B here and 2 on that side. So this becomes A by B is equals to 3 by, I get the ratio of A and B. Similarly, I can get the ratio of 3B is equals to 4C. So B by C becomes 4 by 3. Now I have A ratio B, B ratio C, A, B, C ratio I can find out using the earlier method. Now, another method that we generally use when it is given in equality form is this. So what it says, 2A is equals to 3B is equals to 4C. Now, we generally equate this to their LCM. So what we do, we generally equate it to a larger number, for example, their LCM or just their multiplication, so that we get easy values of A, B, and C. So here what I'll do, this is equivalent to something I am assuming. So this is, let's say, 2, 3, 4. So if I multiply all of them, what I get, 2 3s are 6, 6 4s are 24. So let's equate them to 24 only. Or if you want, you can take their LCM. LCM comes out to be 12. You equate it to 12. Does not matter. Now, so this becomes 2A is equals to 24. So A becomes 12. Similarly, B becomes 8 and C becomes 24 by 4, that is 6. So A ratio, B ratio, C becomes 12 ratio, 8 ratio, 6 or 6 ratio, 4 ratio. This is the ratio that you will get. Understood? So basically equating it to a larger value, that is multiplication of this. Now, not always multiplication. What you eventually want is easier values for A, B, and C. That is, it should come in whole numbers. Now it depends on you what you make it equal to. Okay. Do it for this one. Same question. For T35, yes. What should I equate to? 7A, 8B, 5C, 8 sevens are 56, 56 fives are 2. So then A comes out to be 280 by 7, that is 40. B is equals to 280 by 8, that is 35. C is equals to 280 by 5. This is 56. So A ratio, B ratio, C is equals to 40 ratio, 35 ratio, 56. Can any of them cancel out? No. So this becomes your answer. Now, one thing you always remember, just by this ratio, you understood 7A is equals to 8B. So what is the ratio of A ratio B? You should do this directly. Either upon भेजना. This is not done. Basically, if in questions you will get this, 5x is equals to 3y. So eventually, what you get, x ratio y will be, if this is an equal form, 3 and 5, just the opposite of them. So this will be equal to 3 ratio. Okay, so when you get something like this, you immediately write x ratio y is equals to 3 ratio 5. Intuitively, how you understand 5 units of x is equals to 3 units of y. So ideally, x should be smaller because we need 5 units of it to equate it to 3 units of y. So x ratio y becomes 3 ratio 5. That's it. Now we'll get to word problems. One general way that we do it is ways are distributed in the ratio 1, ratio 3, ratio 5. So what you write, that you just add xx to them. Okay, so basically A is equals to, let's say, x. If A is x, then B has to be 3x and C has to be 5x. Now you have all the three values, then solve it according to what is given in the question. Form the linear equation, we'll get to the answer. Fine. Yes. Done, everyone. Now, the sentence is, if the difference between the wages of A and C is 2000. So that means C minus A is equals to 2000. Why I've written C minus A? Because clearly C is bigger. So C minus A is equals to 2000. You put the values. So this becomes 5x minus x. 5x minus x is equals to 2000. That is 4x is equals to 2000. Or x came out to be 500. Once you get the value of x as 500, it asks you find the wages of b. So b was equals to b is equals to 3x. B was equals to 3x. That means 3 times of 500, that is 1500 rupees. This is fine. This is fine with everybody. Okay. So basically, whenever some ratio is given, you add one variable to all of them. Just one variable, x, 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 y, y, y. Why we are adding one variable? So that even if you write it, for example, as x, 3x, and 5x, you can essentially cut x and get to the same ratio. So that is how we take it. Now, in general, in this chapter, only very few times we'll write it like this. Rather, what we do, we directly deal in ratios. So here, what is the ratio? 1 ratio 3 ratio 5. You can understand it like when you play games, you have points. So these are like ratio points. Now, if you see here, it says if the difference between wages of A and C. So this is A ratio B ratio C. Now, difference between C and A and C is given as 2000 rupees. In terms of ratio, what is the difference between them? In terms of ratio points, what is the difference between them? 5 minus 1, that is 4. So the question is actually saying that 4 ratio points is equivalent to 2000 rupees. You understand this? 4 ratio point is equivalent to 2000 rupees. That means 1 ratio point is equivalent to 500. If 1 ratio point is equals to 500, it is asking you wages of B. B is equals to what? 3 ratio points. So B is equals to 3 ratio points. So this becomes 500 into 3, that is 1500. This is how you will always think in this chapter, just in terms of ratio points. That 5, 1, if 4 is equals to this, then 1 is equals to what? If 1 is equals to this, then 3 is equals to what? Like this. Okay, so it becomes quicker. Anybody, any issue? Fine. Okay, then. Yeah, do this. Same way, try to do it in terms of ratio points. C gets 400 more than B. What is the difference between them in terms of ratio points? And equate. What 400? Share of A. And total money? Do it, everyone. Yeah. money is distributed among A, B, C in ratio 2:5:7. Now, C gets 400 more than B. So now this ratio is given to you. A, B, C is 2:5:7. It says C gets 400 more than B. That means C minus B is equals to 400. This you are able to form linear equation. Okay. So C is 400 greater than B. Okay. So C minus B is equals to 400. Now, what is the difference between them? C and P in terms of ratio points? 7 minus 5, 2. So 2 is equivalent to 400. That means one ratio point is equivalent to 200. If one ratio point is equals to 200, it is asking you total money. Total money means what? Sum of all of them. So 2 plus 5, 7, 7 plus 7, 14. So 14 ratio points will be equal to what? 200 into 14, that is 2,800 rupees. Similarly, for share of A is 2. So this becomes 2 ratio points. This is share of A. So 200 into 2, that is 400 rupees. Simple. And then, fine. To this, one four zero six. 624 तो 5624 gets divided. Okay. What are you getting?
140.
1406. If the ratio is 1/2 ratio, 1/3 ratio, 1/4, first thing, just try to convert it into a better ratio. That is, just multiply them with a bigger number so that it becomes whole number. For example, if I multiply this whole ratio with 12, it will become 6:4:3. That is much easier to deal with. What are you getting? First thing that we should do, multiply it with a bigger number that is divisible by all three of them. So 2 into 3, 4. Can you see the LCM? LCM is 12. So let's multiply it with 12. Then what this will become? 12 by 2 is equals to 6. 12 by 3 is equals to 4. And 12 by 4 is equals to 3. So this is the new A ratio, B ratio, C. Basically, if there is a ratio, I can multiply it with any number. Okay. Or divide it by any number. So I multiply it, make it an easier ratio. Then this becomes what? 6, 4, 3. So this becomes Total it becomes how many ratio points? 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 3, 13. So 13 ratio points. It is given 3 friends divided this many groups. So 13 ratio points will be equivalent to 5, 6 to 4. How many times this will get divided? 1 ratio point you will get as this is 6, 13, 13, 4s are 13 4s are 52. Then 4 remains with 42. This is 3 times 39. Then what remains? 3 remains. So what you get? What you get? 56. So 4 times 42, 3 times 3 remains with 34. So how you are getting fixed numbers? How you are getting whole numbers? You should get in point, no? You got in point? Huh? Yeah. So basically 13. If you divide this will go 4 times. Then with 42, it will go 3 times, 39. Then 3 remains with 34. It will go how many times? It goes 2 times. So that is 26. 26. That means what? 8 remains. 8 remains. So put a decimal. With 80, this will go how many times? With 80, this will go 6 times. 78. With 20, this will go 1 time. That's it. Approximately this much is fine. So 432.61 is what you get as value of 1 ratio point. Okay. It is asking find the share of third friend. So what it will be? So this is 6-1. So value of third friend is 3 ratio points. 3 ratio points, not 1 by 3. Now you have got to this ratio. So this becomes 3 into 432.61. What you get? 3 ones are 3, 6 threes are 18. 1 carry, 3 twos are 6 plus 1, 7, 4 3 threes are 9, 3 fours are 12. And decimal after 2. This is the value that you should get. How you're getting whole values? Huh? This is what you should get. Basically, first converting it into these ratios, then 1 ratio point, find the value, and then what 3 ratio points. Then do this. No, wait. Write down one question. Yes. Okay, see, 5625 is divided among A, B, C. A may receive now. 5625 is divided among all three of them. So that means first equation is A plus B plus C is equals to 5625. This is fine because this money is getting divided in three of them. Now it says A may receive half as much as B and C combined. So A is equals to, this is fine. Then similarly, B receives 1/4 of A and C combined. So B is equals to A plus C by 4. Now, now you can ideally go this way, 2A and 4B, three equations, three unknown, you solve it, but it becomes very complicated. Now, see, can you do it in a much more easier way? So if you see here, you're getting terms like B plus C and A plus C already. So if I send 2 here, so this becomes 2A is equals to B plus C. This is fine. This becomes 4B is equals to A plus C. Now see how this can be directly used. So A plus B plus C is equals to 5625. So A plus B plus C is equals to 5625. Now in place of B plus C, can I put 2A? Can you see this? Okay. So I am removing this and I am putting 2A here. In place of B plus C, I have put 2A. So this becomes what? 3A is equals to 5625, or A came out to be divided by 3. So this goes 1875. This is the value of A. Similarly, using this, I can find the value of B. How? Like this. So again, I will have A plus B plus C is equals to 5625. Now, I will replace A plus C by 4B. So this becomes 4B plus B is equals to 5625, or 5B is equals to 5625, or B comes out to be, this goes one time and one time with 12, it will go two time, and this is 1125. Got it? So you got the value of A, you got the value of B. Now difference between them will be what? Just the difference between them. So A minus B is equals to 1875 minus 1125 is equals to 750. This is the, okay. So identifying that what can be directly replaced is important. Done? 10. The ratio of fares in first and second class is 4:1. Number of passengers ratio is 1:40. 1100 rupees were collected as fare. That is in total. Amount collected from the first class. Hundred and 110. 110 you said, no? No. Yes. So from first class, individual fares are in ratio 4:1 for first class and second class. Now, number of passengers are in ratio 1:40. Now see, now it is asking you find the fare collected from first class. So basically, what we'll first find out will be the ratio of total collection from each of the classes. If we can get the ratio, then we will get those values also. So now, what will be the total collection from each of this class? Exact value we won't get right now, but we can get the ratio. So now see, total collection from first class will be equal to what? Individual fare into number of passengers. Let's say the fare is 400 rupees. Number of passengers is 100. So what is the total money you will get? 400 into 100. So here, what you will get? 4 into 1. So you get 4 here. 1 into 40. So you get 40 here. This is the ratio that you get in terms of total collection from each class. Of course, 4 and 4 can cancel out. So this becomes 1:10. Now, according to the question, it says if 1100 were collected as fare. So that means this is total fare that got collected. That means what? This means that this is total. How many ratio points? 1 and 10. So 11 ratio points is equals to 1100 rupees. Correct. So that means 1 ratio point is equals to 1100 by 11, that is 100 rupees. If 1 ratio point is equals to 100 rupees, it is asking you fare collected from the first class. First class is how much? 1:10 or 4:40. So 1:10 you have taken. So this is equivalent to 1 only. So that means 100 rupees. 100 rupees is what they got from first class, and the other 1000 rupees will come from the second class. That's it. Got it? So basically what we'll do, we will find many varieties of this. Basically, you will write two ratios like this. Sometimes you'll have to subtract the ratio and you get the ratio of whatever is given. Sometimes you'll have to multiply, sometimes add. That varies with question. So that understanding, that individual fare into number of passengers comes from simple understanding of linear equations, and otherwise just plus minus ratios you will always get, and then find the value. Okay. Try this. See. First, find the combined ratio. Take the numbers as A, B, C. A ratio B is 2:3. B ratio C is also 2:3. First, find the combined ratio of A, B, C. 63. Okay. Okay. 63 is too big.
9.
9. Okay. Probability. Okay, let's see. 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay. 3, 3, 9, 6. 4, 4, 6, 9. 4, 6, 9, 19. 19, 133. Okay. 7. 7, 7. Right? It says the sum of squares of three numbers is 133. That means correct. Sum of squares of three numbers is 133. Then it says, and the ratio of first to second and also second to third is 2:3. So that means A ratio, B ratio, C. This is what we are trying to find. So first ratio is 2:3. This ratio is also 2:3. So first, let's find out the combined ratio. So combined ratio will be what? Again, 3 repeated here, 2 repeated here, 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9. Cannot be cancelled out further. So 469 is what you get. Now, if 469 is the ratios of A, B, C, I can write it as A is equals to 4x, B is equals to 6x, and C is equals to 9x. Okay, now I will put these values here. So what I get? So this is 4x whole square in place of A. In place of B is 6x whole square. Place of C is 9x whole square is equals to 133. Correct? Now, yeah. So this becomes what? 16x square plus 36x square plus 81x square ultimately equal to 133 only. So 133x square is equals to 133, or x came out to be plus minus 1. We will consider it only 1 because these are real quantities. Okay. So x is equals to 1. Now, once you get x is equals to 1, what is asking? The third number. Third number is equals to C is equals to 9x. So 9 into 1. So C came out to be 9. That's it.